Greetings! This is Ether Dynamics with a presentation integrating multiple aspects of game design. Whether you're a casual player, a die-hard modder with a plugin list measured in terabytes, or an aspiring game designer looking to sharpen their data science skills, this video will have something for you. Based on some recent feedback and the will of the almighty algorithm. This video will be in a slightly shorter format. For the curious, links to more juicy details can be found below. Now, considering it's the year 2020, it's a fair question to ask why use Skyrim as a platform for this material. Turns out there are a number of good reasons. As seen in Bethesda's newest release for ESO, Skyrim is still pertinent in the gaming world. New AAA titles aren't guaranteed to break new ground, or stick around a fraction of the time. By contrast, World of Warcraft saw a huge spike in active players when they re-released their classic content. Skyrim is owned and played by so many people, it's a nearly universally familiar testbed in which you can show off your game design skills. And Microsoft just saw fit to pay out $7.5 billion for the whole ZeniMax kit and caboodle. So, obviously they see the future of the series as something incredibly valuable. So, what can be done with the full Ether Dynamics toolset? All the way back in 2013, I made my first video on improved game AI, allowing enemies to use team tactics, avoid falling for our all too common cheesy player tricks, and level the playing field so opponents are neither forgettable fodder nor viciously punishing. You can click the ribbon to get a full tour of those features. This was the foundation for the Enhanced AI Framework, which allowed modders to add these same sophisticated behaviors to their own creations. We're all familiar with sandbox world quests, but there comes a point where things can get stale if the player is the only agent of change in the world. To make the game more dynamic, I created the Organic Factions framework. This allows modders to create groups of enemies which can grow, die off, level up, and take over parts of Skyrim completely independent of the player. The composition of each faction can evolve over time, creating an ever-changing mix of NPCs with different skills, combat roles, and resources they provide for their allies. This means that every single playthrough will be completely different depending on if or when the player decides to get involved with each group. It can also lead to emergent situations where a unique mix of allies and enemies can create some one-of-a-kind confrontations. Not only is this a toolkit for other modders, there's also a full Organic Factions extension which contains a collection of factions I've personally handcrafted. These groups also take advantage of the Enhanced AI Framework, so players will need to bring their A game along with all the help they can muster. Lastly, I created the AI Director, which provides the same functionality seen in famous franchises like Left 4 Dead and Resident Evil. In the demo mod, the Director will monitor the player's stats and can tell when they're not fully challenged as they progress through the dungeon. In these cases, the Director will spawn in wandering monsters to shake things up. Sometimes they might reinforce the existing guards. Other times, they could create just the distraction the player was waiting for. Or, lastly, they could spawn in stronger enemies that clash with both the existing guards and the player. If the director senses that the player is starting to get overwhelmed by these new elements, it will turn off spawning new wandering monsters until the player has had time to recover. This dynamic system prevents the game from feeling too flat and predictable. So even familiar levels that the player has gone through 100 times can still have that little dash of spontaneity and excitement. The mod also generates custom rewards based on each specific character build. So, stealth characters will find treasure that augments their sneaking abilities, while tanky characters will find more tools that add protection. Lastly, the source code is available for other modders to use the director for their own live in-game changes. These could range from tweaking enemy stats, to changing patrol patterns, or even modifying quests in real time. Most recently, I included a data science toolkit. This contains a comprehensive example that shows aspiring game designers how to convert logs to standard data formats, and then perform analysis on thousands of variables to help them refine their design decisions. The pack includes example scripts written in Python and R, and comes with full documentation. This can help prepare people for the world of professional game design, where identifying core customer types, tweaking player builds, and refining key mechanics are the bread and butter of the industry. So, whether you're a player looking for a new challenge, an experienced modder, or someone cutting their teeth on the world of data science and game design, you can find something in this mod mix. For a comprehensive walkthrough over what's been built into each of these mods, just check out the playlist in my main channel. This has been a presentation by Ether Dynamics. Thank you for watching.